Thank you for staying with us. The local government are the closest form of governance to the people, and the legislative arm plays a crucial role in ensuring the needs and aspirations of the community are represented and addressed. Joining us is the leader of the legislative arm of Yaba Local Council Development Area, Tajuddin Kayode Olujobi, and he will be discussing effective lawmaking at the grassroots. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's begin this conversation with...
But I would like to create an impression, please.
Okay.
For me, I'm not an honorable.
Okay.
It's God we need to honor.
Oh, okay.
A councillor.
A councillor.
Right, councillor.
Okay.
All right. I will begin this conversation with, let us understand what are the roles of the legislative arm of the local government, and you as the leader of the house, what are your responsibilities?
Well, we need to break it down. We have 3 tiers of government. It really implies, even in the federal level, we have lawmakers at the federal level, that's the National Assembly. At the state level, we have the House of Assembly, just the one we have in Lagos, also a very bright, vibrant one. Equally, we have at the local government level, where we have councillors. In Yaba yesterday, we have 9. I'm the leader of the 9 councillors. And our primary assignment is lawmaking. And when we say lawmaking, it's an idea of law that you transform into law. That idea. So it's our responsibility to make the laws for the benefits, for the yearnings of the masses. So for me as a leader, I just preside over the affairs and get the interests of the lawmakers at the local level, get them coordinated and do the needful. And when situation arises, so that's our primary role as a leader. And as a councillor, each one of the councillors represents each ward. At the state level is seen as constituency, while at the federal level is seen as constituency or senatorial districts. So for me and for my colleagues who, for over 7 years now, we've been in the business of lawmaking. That's why I used to say in any forum that legislation is an epoxy that greases the wheel of development. So the act of lawmaking is what will grease the wheel of development. And when we have coup d'etat in the past, the very first institution that will be suspended is the legislative arm. Because those are the areas that protect the interests of the common people or the masses.
Okay,
so we play a very big role.
Okay, you talked about, listening and addressing the yearnings of the people. So how do you ensure that, you involve the community and then, in this lawmaking process, are there platforms for residents to voice their opinions and concerns?
Yes, immediately you have been elected, during the electionary period, you must have campaigned, go around to your wards, meet captains of industries, people that matters in your communities, the common people, the community. You must have told them these are your plans. You must have seen. I, for one, my mother was born in that community around 1938. And I was born in that community also. So I know how the terrain of the environment, their needs, their aspirations. Because I've been around for some times, I schooled there, I lived there. I know their pains. So then that is what you will transform back to the parliament to tell them. And the major way how we can get back, it is not it is not lawmaking that matters. It is the implementation.
Yeah.
We always have problem with implementation. I'm sorry to use that word, that we always have problem with even the electorates that elect us. We'll get there. But what we'll do is you go back, do a feedback mechanism to the people of your community. What do you need? I need a street. Like this morning now, I was on a platform and I saw a heap of refuse in my community, what I did was immediately I sent the video to the HOD environment, and he responded fast without even going to the office. So you have to create a platform. And when we are making laws, we have what we call public hearing. There are stages to this. Are you getting me? And the major role that you need to play, you need to lobby also. The priority of the council might not be, because there are things that will come up that are unexpected.
Exactly.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So you have to lobby your colleague, use the instrumental tools, the tools in the legislative arm to get your own achievement or your own request done. So we have the avenue for public hearing. You go back to your immediate community to give them a feedback. This is the journey so far. Your community, if there are platforms like WhatsApp groups, you join them and you engage, because the world is a global village now.
I want you to still talk about or highlight this issue of challenges you have in implementation.
Our own role is to make law. There are almost 7 stages in making law. Presentation of the law, gazetting the law, first reading, second reading, final stage, all those stages. I get it. We are not to implement.
So how do you now influence?
What we do-
What can you do, to influence, implementation?
There is always check and balance in governance.
Yes.
And everybody has a role. Ours is to make the law, document it, I get it, pass it to the appropriate quarters. I want to give you a very good example. For some of us that know Sabo very well, Sabo, there is a police station on the other side of the road.
Towards
If you are moving towards,
Adekunle.
no, we are coming towards going to Yabatek, as is
Okay, on the
Agnes on the right.
Okay.
If you are going back to Oyinbo Aziz on the left, we are coming on the right. There's a law that was passed in 2017, 2018 by Yaba SCDA. That's the use of pedestrian bridges. And we have a police station that does not even know that it's an offense for you to cross when we have a pedestrian bridge. It is not left for me as a council to go and stand and arrest
And
people.
be arrested.
No. It's not my job. So everybody must be up to the task.
Yes.
We have done our own. In the history of Lagos, we are the one that domiciled Child Rights Acts. You can fast check it. Yaba SCDA domiciled the right of a child. How many of our parents, it's not left for us to start going, it's not left for the executive and those law enforcement agency to be up to task, to know their onions, that this is what they need to be abreast of the recent happenings. Okay. So what we do in support is probably we have a forum like this.
Okay.
We go back to our community to enlighten people that this is what you need to know. There's a program that Funke Akinde used to do when we are growing up. You need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know. Thank you. Such programs need to come up on board. Are you getting me? So by the time we have such things, people can come, educate, enlighten, interact with people.
Okay. All right. Let's move on now. I want you to talk about the budgetary oversight of the executive chairman. I know presents budget, yes, to you, and then to the House.
Okay.
And then your duty is to scrutinize, right?
Very well.
Before you approve. So my question is, how do you monitor and ensure that after approval, how do you monitor and ensure that the public funds are properly used?
Thank you very much. We call it appropriation bill. It's a budget. It's a proposed vision of the chairman. And a lot of variables comes in. How money will comes from federation accounts, from other sources, IGR. They will do the presentation. After the presentation, we come back we go for our retreat. I'm just giving you
The breakdown.
a breakdown. We go into our retreat. We look at it on our own. Because we are not the one that input the figures there. We have an input that we want social streets to be included based on the yearnings of our people. Then we come back for budget defense. We call it budget defense. Each departmental heads and with their supervisors comes in to defend certain salient questions will be asked. 20,000 naira is allocated for road A. Who is the contractor? What is the time frame? What is the duration? How are you going to do it? Is the road going to be durable? Give us your words. You're on record. We ask series of questions that's under the budget defense. Are you getting me? So when we ask these questions, those questions that we are going to ask going to form the background and the basics of our final decision. We are the one to approve the spendings. We don't spend money. That's why you see lawmakers, they are not as like the executive, the green pen. Yes.
Okay.
We are powerful on paper, but in terms of implementations and spendings, we don't have any other role. So after that, we now come back, do the first reading, second reading, do the necessary rituals of legislation, then we pass it into law. It becomes law. Then the executive cannot alter it again. If you alter it, it's a criminal offense. Are you getting? We will do plus or minus. Okay. We look at this situation of things on ground before we could be able to say, okay, this should go for this, this should go for this. I get it. Is it education that's our priority? Put more fund into education. Is it health? Are you getting me? Is it infrastructure? Is it palliatives? Because of what is happening in our society. So by the time we give advice, we document it, give it back to the executive, we sign it into law. But we're not leaving them behind. We are not leaving them. That's what we call quarterly review of budget performance. We just had one a few months back. You come back to give us quarterly review. If we allocate ₦1 million for your department, I'm giving instances now, and you are coming in 6 months, we expect you to spend 50% of the ₦1 million. But if you are spending
More.
above, going to 78% of the 500,000, you come to be questioned and you come to be sanctioned. There are always sanctions for some of the irregularities and actions. Are you getting what I'm saying? But in Yaba SCDA, God has blessed us. I will give kudos to the civil servants because I went around yesterday. I went to pay a courtesy visit to them, and I give it to them. I am telling you, Yaba is known for citadel of knowledge. If I may tell you, I'm sorry if you have not been living in Yaba, you have been missing. Yaba has first girls secondary school. If you are aware, not just these girls. If you want to do WAEC exam, it's Yaba, you come. Are you getting me? If you want to run to an election, it's Yaba, you come.
Yeah, like
LASEC and state. If you think you are mentally retarded,
you go to Yaba.
you go to Yaba.
Yaba left.
And you think you are a hardened criminal,
You go to
Yes.
Yaba.
there is plenty there for you.
Okay. Everything is there.
It's there.
That's where you even take your dead to bury.
At Testament is there.
At that cemetery.
That's on the light moon.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up those what should I call them? Is it monuments or attractions of Yaba? Okay, let's look at local issues. So, what are some of the most pressing issues that Yaba LCDA is addressing through legislative actions?
Yes, I was in a meeting had one of my colleagues, Honorable Babajide Adetono. They requested, they have this blackout for some times now. They have blackouts.
Okay, blackout.
Blackouts.
Okay.
And they have been having challenges with their transformer.
Okay.
And we reach out to the executive chairman through his office, that's the majority there, Honorable Babajide Adetono.
Okay.
Reach out to the executive chairman. As I'm speaking to you, the chairman, not only that he promised, he gave out the transformer to augment. It is not our role to do that.
I was
But
going
just
to say,
to cushion, just to cushion the effect of the masses, because they are taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So he supported them. Sometimes the chairman will come that, like now, we're having supplementary now. This is an avenue for us to cushion the effects of governance through legislation. He will come to tell us that so things need to be done. Can we help us in so we look it in the law, in the angle of the law. At the local level. Are you getting me? If it's not contradicting to the state. So we assist in amenities, in support for the smooth running, and the executive chairman, Dr. Honorable Kayode Adejayomi, has been on top of his game. And if you go to Abule Ijesha now, if you know Abule Ijesha very well, there are bad roads. There are 5 streets ongoing in Abule Ijesha. In Makoko, the same thing. Facelift of the council, the environment. A lot of work is going on at the grassroots in Yaba SD. Kudos to. Now I want to tell you, man. You can fast check, man. There's a library at St. Agnes, beside Our Lady of Apostle. Go and check the library of the local government.
Okay, we'll need to hold your thoughts there. We'll have to go on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.
When I bought engine, I discovered that they've removed one part of the engine, some part of the engine, until I got to the mechanic. And when I was inspecting the engine at Ladipo Market, I saw everything. So when they were the process of taking it from the shop to the mechanic workshop, I was the one that discovered, Ogbeni, see, they've removed the what's this alternator, because they believe the old and now they see the author, and now went back to the chairman of Ladipo. They now said it was a mistake. A mistake, you remove alternator from engine. Mistake. So if you are not vigilant in Lagos, forget. Even you will get missing.
It's still the conversation. Before we went on the break, our guest was talking about the pressing issues in Yaba LCDA and how legislative actions have been used to attend to these issues. So we'll continue.
Thank you very much. Well, as I was saying, if you go to St. Agnes today, I think we have a standard e-library,
yes,
equal to the tax. And I think I stand to be corrected in the whole Nigeria. Yaba LCDA has a very e-library. And the chairman is a vision of the chairman, which was supported through the legislation of appropriations of funds that we deserve to have such edifice in Yaba LCDA. And I'm telling you, WAEC, JAM, and other electronic means of writing examination, we have almost about more than around 300, I cannot give exact figure, of laptops and desktops, which was well branded for educational growth of Yaba.
Okay.
In Yaba, what it is.
Okay, as a lawmaker, what is your major challenge, or what are the major challenges you face as a lawmaker in the local councils?
Like I said earlier on, let me start with the attitude.
Because you know Lagos is a dynamic state.
It's a dynamic. I used to tell some of my friends, because I school in the north, my college education and my university education.
Where you know?
I school in Abu
Okay.
Sorry.
That's the greatest university in sub-Saharan Africa. The
Okay.
largest.
Okay.
That's the only university that you can have all tribes, all languages as a union. Our attitude, I'm sorry to use these words on Nigerians. I think that is our way who have, after the electionary period, after campaigns, after the heat, gas, bulls, that this is that, we don't come back to ask questions. We wait for another 4 years. You don't come back. I can tell you of the truth that we hardly see people to come and witness our sittings. Those people that were elected in as our representative.
But does your LCDA, does it have like a feedback mechanism where people
I'm going
can
there,
go?
man.
Okay.
I'm going there, man. They don't come back. Even though you call for town hall meetings, you hardly see them. Everybody is busy, waiting for another 4 years to start asking questions where you need to put all your elected representative on toes.
Put them in check.
You keep them in check. That's number one. Now, when you have a law and you call for public hearing, market women, captains of industries, senior citizens, people that matters in the community, you hardly see them. The laws that are going to affect them.
And I'm still going to ask this question. Is there any awareness program
Yeah.
that you
What are you doing?
Are they aware
we do
that they
jingles.
should come?
We do jingles. Are you getting me? We do jingles. To the extent that we put microphones on buses to go around each communities. You know our attitude in this part of the country, that's my business, leaving what we need to touch. Are you getting what I'm saying?
But the situation in the country calls for
Yes.
that. Yeah.
But we are educated. That's why I said, I am very sorry. There are some words that we use. We are educated in this country, but we have few elites. There are difference between being educated and being an elite. Educated person might not even know his rights. I have seen somebody you don't even know, just brought an ID card, he said you are under arrest, that you followed one way. You are not even asking questions. Maybe that person is not even an official of the local government. We call them Moshe Koshe. I have allowed one to enter my car and I drove into the council. He was the one begging. No, on a serious note, people don't ask questions. If a police officer stops you, you start asking that, what can I do? I used to tell people, police doesn't like people that are calm. Yes. They want somebody that is, because they know that something is missing somewhere. So there are a lot of mechanisms, and I want to tell you, in the history of Nigerian local government, we are the first to have a website of legislative arm. It went crashing, but we have revived it back. For people to...
Do you get engagement on the website?
Yes, it was crashed for some time, but we have revived it. I get what I'm saying. So these are www.yabalegislativecouncil.ag.
I hope you came with money to pay.
Because you're going to pay.
You're going to pay for that advert.
It's a government.
Okay, let
me withdraw it, man.
You said it. You are going to pay. When we leave here, I'm taking you to our marketing director, where you are going to pay.
Okay, so I'd like to know, are there cases where state laws influence or impact your laws at the local level? How do you balance it?
Of course. That's why I said we have administrators in the local government. They know their onions very well. Their experience, they know. Once we have, there are some laws, we have self-sponsored laws. I get it. You can sponsor a bill. You can't, as a private citizen, you can do that. But it needs to pass through a legislator, then we follow the due process. Then we check it, we look at it. Does it have a clash with the state law? Once it has a clash with the state law, so it shows that there is an existing law of the state. So you need to bring it back, reshape it in a different way. But there are some laws that we know our limits and our boundaries. And I want to say this holistically. With the recent happening with the Supreme Court ruling, I think power is coming back to this grassroots.
Exactly.
With autonomy.
Yeah.
Either it's financial or administrative autonomy. I think it will do us good. I won't serve in a particular local government. I always see them when allocation comes in. I don't want to mention. In the south, I school in the north, I serve in the south. And I'm from the west. I'm of the truth. Lagos State has been up and doing in terms of local government. Even before the autonomy comes in, we have been operating fine.
Okay.
I'm of the truth. I can tell you this. You can fast check. Lagos State has been on top of its game. I always tell people, Lagos State is like a country, a nation within a nation. Because everything is in place. Is it the fire sector? Is it the traffic management? Is it everything is well structured and organized?
Okay, you have said, before that people do not know their rights. People do not, for instance, they don't come for hearings. What is your body, the legislative body, doing in order to improve public trust in legislative process? Because
what we do is a lot of people have lost trust and interest in governance.
Yeah. Exactly.
What we do is that during our budget performance review, appraisal, we try as much as possible to let people know.
Are the members of the public allowed to come in?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
We are not secret court members. I get it. That's why I said we find it difficult for them to even come on board. I get it. We have a Facebook page. Some of our discussions, some of our deliberations are put into the public domain for them to even, for those that cannot come, they will be aware. They can even throw in questions, observations. And those observations, we will get it back. Look at it and, okay, let's amend it. So we have various avenues. And as I said, it was a global village. So you can be in the comfort of your home and make some amendments. And we engage people on various platforms, the community platform. We give them feedback mechanism. This is what is happening. This is what you need to do. Even though you are not asking us, we'll let you know. So it's not left. We have done our own part. It's not left for the masses to reciprocate in checkmating us. We are servants. That's why I did that kind of impression there. If you are an honorable, you go into your head. Their shoulder, either you are wearing shoulder pad, I'm honored. You don't need to be honored. We are public servants. We are public servants. We are not the one. It is the masses that are leading. Without them, we will not be there. You are just for the short period of time. That's why I always give kudos to the administrators in the local government or the civil servants. They are doing fine.
Okay, just before we go, how can you further strengthen lawmaking process in the grassroots level?
Well, in part of my plans of late now, I want to have a program like Catch Them Young. I'm a trained teacher.
Catch them young.
Catch them young.
Okay.
I want to start imbibing what the children need to know going to schools. Whatever is like a tabula rasa, whatever you garbage in, that's what they garbage out. By the time you get them at this tender age, this young age, bringing children, learners to see your sittings, those that will pick interest. Obama became, I'm sorry to use Obama, became the president of America. There's a speech that Obama made when he was addressing the Congress. That speech alone really moved mountains for him. There are some learners that will pick interest. I used to have a daughter that does not have interest in what I'm doing. During their meetup, I'll bring them. My other colleague will bring their children. Come and see what your dad is doing. Bring your friends. Come and learn. Some will pick interest. Whatever you eat, whatever you sow in them, that's what they will bring out. Are you getting me? So by the time you have that, and you bring people, you invite market women, you go to marketplaces, educate them, they will start coming. You get it very good. It's not a day job. It's a gradual process. Rome is not built in a day, but the foundation of Rome was laid in a day. And I used to correct one impression that the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. For me, no. Start with the right decision. You may take a wrong step, but when you have a right decision, you either know it is left or right.
Right, or good or bad, and then you move
And as you're
yourself.
saying, I don't mind. I want to speak my dialect here. About last of Omoluabi. And to bad I do. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
Yes. About last of Omoluabi to labo ninu. Half cannot be one. Half plus half is one. About last of Omoluabi to labo ninu. To bad denu adodindi.
Okay.
Okay, I've learned a new one. Oh, okay. When you process that,
Yeah.
it actually makes sense. Okay, thank you very much, Tajudeen Kayode Olujobi, leader of the House, Yaba LCDA, and he's taking us through effective lawmaking at the grassroots. Very insightful conversation we just had. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. We'll go on another short break. When we come back, these conversations will continue. This one. That Aboro will continue.